Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's go time. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Monday Q&A call on the speakerfocus.com platform. I am Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of Speaker Focus. I am here with the entire team from Speaker Focus, Auston Troyer, and we are here to answer any and all questions pertaining to growing your speaker brand. I want to start the call out today, and I want to set the tone for this conversation because there's more than one way, I should say, to attract leads to your speaker brand. And we talk about these things a lot on our platform. Digital marketing and organic outreach through LinkedIn and also through your email campaigns is not the only way. I am getting a lot of feedback from students who are purchasing a list in their specific target market, and they are getting some great traction. They're getting some great leads. I'm also hearing people are networking with speakers bureaus, which is extremely difficult to get into. But if you have the right niche, some speakers bureaus are working with speakers and getting them bookings, and they are starting to get visibility, and they're getting bookings from those live bookings coming through speakers bureaus. As this information trickles in, I like to be able to share it because there's more than one way to be able to get leads. Email campaigns and email marketing is one. Digital marketing is another way that you can attract leads to your brand. Then you have the actual live performances, but you have to actually do some footwork. And once you get the booking, then you can get into referral marketing. Hey, meeting planners that you hang out with, do you think they will be interested in the type of service that I offer? And boom, if it is a good fit, then you can do that. You can also, when you're on tour, you can call ahead and ask people, are they interested in booking a date on your tour? And they call that block bookings. So you can cluster the bookings all together just by being smart about it, by piggybacking off of the current booking that you have at a college, university, school, a corporate and association event, some government contracting event that you're doing. You can always make it work in other target markets. So with that being said, I wanted to be able to share those things with you. Also, too, when you get a live performance is absolutely the best way to get a booking where you don't have to do any outbound, because they're looking at the product on the stage. They are understanding and discovering the value that you have to offer, and they can clearly see that value whenever they are looking at it. And the meeting planner, once you show them the value, they will show you more bookings and more revenue. So the 7 different marketing streams that we talk about, you can dig inside of each one and learn to master them. The reason why I booked 152 tour days internationally in 2007 is because I had really all of them working. Well, if you take away the digital piece, except for the email, I used to really hit my list a lot. I used to do a lot of follow-ups. Cold calling is another way, but if you don't have a level of mastery of the cold calling and many other things that happen, Austin, you might want to send out an email blast because the numbers look a little low. I don't know what's happening, but for some reason, maybe people didn't get the message that we had the Q&A call today. So, hey, Alex, what's going on, boss? Nice to see you on the platform again. We're going to talk about your success for your speaking engagement you booked recently. I know you got another award to add to your resume, which was real good. Jonathan King, I see him on there as well. Hey, Anita, what's going on with you? So we're talking about the different ways in which you can market yourself. And again, when I booked 152 tour days in 2007, obviously I don't tour as much now because my fee is a whole lot higher and I'm offering less tour days on my calendar. So I'm telling you that how I was able to hustle up those engagements for a better part of my career is that I was exercising cold calling. Now I know that we talk in extreme detail, and if I see a hand go up, I'll stop my commentary and I'll jump back in and I'll take the call. But I need to say this because I'm getting a lot of feedback from the students on our platform who are exercising other ways. They're purchasing mailing lists. I see Jonathan King on there. Jonathan sent me a great email the other day. He bought like 1,100 names in his target market for like $155. That's a pretty good deal. Now, instead of worrying where you're going to get your leads from, you can buy those leads. I told you, it's not really expensive. You can purchase those leads and then you can start working those leads. I would recommend, just like I told Jonathan, a very simple email. Hey, due to the pandemic and the fallout effects because of it, is your organization struggling with diversity, equity, and inclusion? Jonathan's topic is diversity inclusion. I'm speaking to a lot of my old clients that I'm picking up the phone, just really talking to them, re-engaging with them, figuring out what their struggles and their challenges are. And every last one of them are talking about they have a diversity, equity, and inclusion problem. It is a big problem right now. So your signature programs should be directly addressing the challenges that your clients have. Remember, what we're teaching you how to do on this platform is building a bookable brand and then getting to the point where you have substantiated and justified your value through your messaging and your sales tools. And then you set up the speaker business. You are posting the right things on your social media. You're controlling the narrative of what you want the target buyer to see. And then you are building a speaker growth engine. You have all your outreach templates set up and you're ready to go. You are now ready to get that meeting planner on your calendar and you are ready to walk them through a needs assessment. You're able to do a discovery or strategy call is what they call it as well. And then you're able to ask questions to see if they're a good fit, walk them through the process, service those questions. Don't necessarily close them on the first call. You don't have to go on for the kill. And then you send them over your follow-up email, which is the messaging, your 4 signature programs, your website, your speaker video demo, your speaker info kit. And then now you have some leverage. Now they're able to sit back and look at everything that you offer. And that's just one of the ways of being able to do it. You have 7 different marketing vehicles. You can choose either one. I'm telling you, digital marketing is not the only thing that's working. We prefer if you do it that way, but you got to crawl before you walk. Before you spend any money on paid advertising, we suggest that you use the free strategy first. It costs you nothing to pick up the phone. Jonathan just bought a list of 1,100 names in his target market. He has to now learn to work that list. Now start storing those names in your CRM. Send out an email blast every single day. It starts happening slow, but when it starts happening, it starts happening. Now that's very minimal money that he invested on a list for $155 to get 1,100 names. You get one booking out of that for $5,000. I mean, my God, come on now. If you got to keep doing it over and over again and test the market with the right kind of verbiage. Is your organization having an issue or challenge because of the pandemic with diversity, equity, and inclusion? Boom, that's all you need to send them. If you are, here's a scheduling link. Boom, you get as many people on the calendar as possible to help them with the challenges that they're facing, because I can tell you, and I'm doing research on this every single day. I'm calling all my old clients. I reached out to New England Sports Network. They are the ESPN of the Boston area. I reached out and talked to the HR director over there. I'm reaching out and talking to all my clients. They are all struggling. They're all up under it. And there's never been a better time to help them solve their problems. Now, if you're not hearing what I'm saying to you, then something is wrong with you and your speaker business is going to be languishing. I'm telling you that the business is there, more than you can handle. It's in the pipeline right now. It's your responsibility to do the work, build your speaker brand, and make sure that you are moving in the direction that you need to be going in, and you're going down the road that you need to be traveling down, because the money is there without a doubt. We are getting emails and text messages, and we are getting posts on our platform every day of students who are achieving great results because they are actually putting in the work and they are utilizing. See, here's the key. Once you get one thing start working for you, let's say you're doing cold calling. There's no shame in cold calling. It actually teaches you a lot about the client, the data that you're going to collect that you can put into your CRM in your notes. It is invaluable to understanding what your target buyer actually needs. And when you're skilled at being able to understand what they need and you become really, really good at it, my God, now you understand how to solve the problem. Remember, your signature programs make you a solutionist. And the strategies found in your signature programs can be a great calling card to not only put you head and shoulders above the competition in your niche, but it basically solidifies what we've been teaching you on the platform and everything that you're already good at. You want to start winning like you've never won before? All you have to do is start listening to your target buyer. You listen, it's possible. Don't just get stuck in one of these lanes. I'm telling you that the shit works all the way across the board. You feel like email is not working. You feel like your direct outreach through email and your LinkedIn strategy is languishing. Move over to purchase a list. Maybe you don't need 1,100 names. Maybe you can buy 200 names. It may cost you $30. Buy 200 names and work that list and work it and still get valuable feedback from that list. Then when you actually do get a booking, okay, boom, you're at a conference. You're at the corporation. There are many people that work the corporation that are in other organizations. They belong to clubs and groups and associations, and they can come up to you. And now you're starting to get traction. You're gaining, I call it activity of your productivity. Once you stay active, one thing leads right into another. Now you're getting a booking. Now you can utilize the block booking strategy. You can call ahead to other organizations that are in that area, and you can pick up additional bookings from that one booking. When they see you on stage, that's where referrals start happening, especially when you knock it out the park, like Michael Towers did. Michael had a tour day in Minnesota. He already had, prior to 2022, he already had, I believe it was $60,000 worth of bookings on the books for the calendar year 2022. Just in May alone, he booked $20,000 worth of speaking engagements. And out of a last speaking engagement he got, because again, I keep track of this data. I can go on and on and on, but I'm not. But let me just share this with you because this shit is amazing. It's playing off of the 7 marketing vehicles that I'm telling you about. He got the booking in Minnesota. Not only did he get a standing ovation, it was the first time that the HR director said it's the first time ever that a speaker got a standing ovation at the national conference. Now, a veteran rolled up on him who's a meeting planner, and they want to do a series of tour dates in the veteran space. And they want to hire Michael Towers in order to do it because he is being transparent. His signature programs are fucking unbelievably awesome. And he is going out there putting his money where his mouth is, and everything we taught him at speakerfocus.com, he's done every single thing. And now the man is getting results. I don't know how much more clear that I need to explain to you of building the speaker business and then building your growth engine and then get to the point where you're starting to do outreach. And don't tell me that you don't have any leads, because you can find leads every single day. If LinkedIn isn't working, watch this, then you should be doing a Google search on leads in your market. Meeting planners, conference coordinators, pull up conferences that you want to speak at and go find the names. The email addresses are right there on the website. There's simply no excuse not to be connecting your brand to these meeting planners who desperately need your help. Now, I'm going to do a call for questions. I just needed to get that out there. I'd love to hear from Jonathan, Alex, Anita, anybody else that wants to ask a question. You're more than welcome to send tickets to support@speakerfocus.com, and we will be more than happy to answer your questions. If anybody has a question, I'm going to do an open call for questions. I'm going to leave it open for a few minutes. If I don't see any hands go up, we are going to wrap this Q&A. We're going to make it real short and brief today. I'd love to help somebody if you need it. If not, send your questions to support@speakerfocus.com. I'm doing call for questions going once. Okay, I see a hand go up. All right, okay. Alex, what's going on with you, boss?
Good. How are you doing?
Man, let me tell you something, bro. I am overjoyed today. I had one of the shittiest run of leads ever today, but I had one great call. And I got a guy back on the calendar for Wednesday who was super serious about growing his speaker business. And sometimes that's how it goes. You're going to have a day from hell, but it only takes one lead to turn it around. This guy was so appreciative of the information that I shared with him, and it literally saved my day. I'm not made out of Teflon, Alex. I have some kinks in my armor as well. And sometimes I have some rough days. So it was a rough one, but I mean, literally was the next to the last call that I had. And then I'm jumping right into the Q&A, and I'm going to have a great meal tonight. I feel healthy. I feel amazing. How about you?
You look it too. I love the shades and the hat going on.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, for sure. And then everybody else is on the call too. I know I've been catching up with a few people. I'm actually catching up with one of the students actually after this later on. But I guess one of the things, because you mentioned it earlier, is that, yeah, I do have a speaking gig coming up in August, which I'm pretty excited about. Like, they paid my fee and paid my travel and paid my hotel and
Should be.
put meal per diem. They're giving me specs and everything I asked for. So that's been really great, just to let people know that, when you leave people with a good impression, they'll come back and ask for you to come and do it again and again and again and again. So,
Wow.
that'll be my tip for the group too, is just like, make sure, just because you're done with the speaking engagement, you'll follow up and follow through, like the evaluation, like how did you do last time and stuff like that. That also matters, because those clients also take those notes pretty seriously. And then you could be asked again, or a speaker could drop out, and they'd be like, "Hey, we think this speaker could do this," So yeah, definitely.
Alex, let me ask you a question. It's
Yeah.
a great point that you made. Take me from how you've learned how to make the request in your writer to your speaker engagement agreement. How are you more comfortable presenting that now, asking for the higher fee, which this engagement that you got coming up, that's a high fee gig. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's a really high fee. It's actually higher than I expected.
How did you expect it? How did you feel more comfortable asking for the higher fee?
Yes, I did. From the
Okay.
training we did, like, oh my gosh, like back in January, being more direct and showing, like, this is the value, this is what I bring to that conversation. The clients were like, at the beginning, they were like, whoa. We were like, oh, actually, we've been working with you for years, and then you're like, well, how's your fee gone up? So I told them why it went up and the situation I'm in.
Right.
And I gave them some restrictions, like, I'm not doing it unless, these certain things happen. And, I was willing to walk away. It's one thing you talked about, not everything, you can't just pick up every little speaking engagement just to have something. Yes, it does help for, like, when you're getting things together, but at the same time, you have to, my mind's going blank. You have to figure it out. What's best for you too, being willing to walk away. So I gave them all this information. And I was like, okay, get back to me, between this day and this date, so I have enough time to book my flights and book hotel, and especially with things going up, when people go back to traveling again, I wanted to make sure I get the lowest rate possible, but also respectful to what their budget restrictions are and all that kind of stuff too. So,
Alex, without divulging, your fee, can you at least tell me, is it over 7,500, over 10,000, close to 15?
I would say close to 10,000.
Okay, all right, close to 10. That's still a high fee engagement. Have you ever gotten that much to speak before?
No.
Okay, all right.
Never.
Well, you're moving in the right direction. Remember that you substantiate and justify your value as a high fee speaker, and you are worth it. You have the credentials. You have the kind of professional pedigree that people look for and want to put on their stage.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the award that you just received as well.
Yeah. So yeah, you saw me on LinkedIn a little bit. So I received in advertising, there's a 32 under 32, just like Forbes, 30 under 30 and 50 under 50 and 40 under 40 and
40
so
under
forth.
40, Yep.
Yeah. So in advertising, they have one for 32 under 32, just so that it's just off the norm. It's not with the end of the zero at the end.
Right.
And I was selected because I've done a lot of work in advertising over the years with social media and websites and collateral advertising stuff too, and it's just built over time. So I was nominated here in the Austin, Texas area as one of the professionals in that realm to do so. In that spec, and especially with my new role at a ad agency in Austin too, with GCNM, they saw that as well and saw like, wow, he's moving up and stuff. So I really appreciate that. So yeah, it's just been really humbling. My colleagues came. That was another thing too. Like I wasn't planning on going unless I had, you know, support that was allowed to come as well. So I brought 10 colleagues from my current employer with me as well to celebrate, and I got to feed them, and they got a couple of drinks, and they got to celebrate with me. So that was also really humbling and honoring. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it is, Alex, because the humbling part is, you know, sometimes you're thinking, wow, I didn't know I could request that amount. And
Right.
another thing is like, wow, like this is a pretty dope suite or room that I'm staying in, business class accommodations.
Right.
But the fact that, you know, they'll, you know, pay for travel, you know, meal per diem plus another person to travel with you. And, you know, listen, they will go the whole ride with you when the value's there. I keep telling our speakers on our platform, you show them the value and they will show you the money. And, you know, it doesn't happen every time. Maybe the next time it's not going to be, you know, closer to 10. It's going to be the 7,500, but it's at least going to be a $5,000 plus speaking gig. And the money is definitely there. There's a river of it flowing. And it's actually to book the higher amounts. When you, like, some meeting planners will say, if you say your fee is only like 2,500 to 5,000, there's like, well, why isn't it more? Like, I'm thinking that this person is going to charge more. And that's the reason why your website and the branding impressions that you create and the social media, it all plays off of each other. What they're booking is really your brand, is your personality. You are the brand and the brand is you. And that's why you're having the success that you're having. So I hope to see more of it. You know, I'm glad that even you still come back, you know, and, you know, still chime into the calls. You know, it means so much that you come back and share your experiences. And this is a growth process for us all. You're going to keep on having these arenas that want your professional services because you're really good at what you do and you do it at an extremely high level. And this is when you have, it's a good feeling to have people fighting over you for your time. But what you have to do is make that time worth you giving up to go get on the plane and do that speaking engagement. And that's the reason why a speaker earns the money that they earn. A lot of times, new speakers don't understand the processes of the planning that's required prior to the speaking engagement, whatever customization that you offer, the travel time that you're in the air, going and coming, getting into ground transportation, getting to your room, prepping before the engagement, doing a sound check, doing any PR work. All of this takes time.
It does take time. And also, like, sometimes they want to do prior meetings to that too, like with logistics and like, hey, we're changing creative direction. You know, would you be able to do this? Like, they literally told me that like last week, like, hey, we decided to do we're trying to do like a live virtual impression with the hybrid audience on site too. Would you be able to do that? In addition, we'll be able to pay you one more day, you know, for accommodations and stuff like that. So yeah.
See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. And all those add-on days, what I do with the client, if that keeps happening to you in the future, then I do a multi-day booking and I give them a discount. So let's say if they wanted to do a tag on, and my keynote was 50,000 for the first day. But they say, KTR, we want you to hang over and we want you to do another keynote for the morning before you fly out. Or can you do a breakout session that's going to be a half an hour? Well, remember, it's 1 hour, portion of 1 hour. So instead of charging them 50,000, I may give it to them for half of that. If I only got to do a half an hour, I may just want, because they're allowing me to get the money in the same area and I don't have to do any extra thing just to get another 25,000. Boom. I'll do it if they have it in their budget and I'm in the right mood. I'll say, yes, I'll do it. Now you're talking about picking up 75K for an hour and a half worth of work.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why you charge what you charge. The speakers that earn more revenue, you ask them right now. I was having a conversation with Austin the other day, and Austin was talking about Jordan Belfort and Gary V. You know, their keynotes are $250,000 right now. Jordan Belfort was talking about When he first got out of prison, he was only getting 5,000. Now they're fighting to get him to pay him 250,000. Listen, when I tell you that when the value is there for your brand, and you're talking about obviously the bigger events are going to pay the bigger fees, but you're talking about leaving a lot of money on the table for a lot of meeting planners who do this at a high level, who have that $5,000 to $10,000 to spend. They need to spend it. They want to spend it with the right person. And it's your job as a speaker to make them feel comfortable. So Alex, keep doing your thing, brother. And listen, we consider this a bonus that you come back and share your successes with us on the platform, because I know you're out there in the marketplace. You're a hot commodity and you're working and you're doing your thing on the side. And I'm just extremely proud of you to be associated with your brand.
Yeah, I appreciate it too. And then talking about, being booked again, that's one thing they did too. They booked me again for 2023 for Australia. So
yes. You ever been to Australia before?
I have, but I asked them, I said, like, well, for me to do it again, I want to bring my fiance with me, and make it as like a honeymoon trip, because by then we'll be married. So
that's right.
They're like, okay, we'll do that. We'll add 2 weeks. And then they paid for the flight. So there you go. So,
bro, that's not out the normal. You know how many times? Listen, I've spoken in 37 plus different countries. Took my wife with me every single time the client paid for it.
Yeah.
I've been to Venice twice, 2 times. I was there 17 days apiece, 2 separate times. I got a chance to take my wife. It's like going on another honeymoon and the client pays for it. You're not going to be speaking for 8 hours. So you're not going to be speaking all day. So you get a chance.
Exactly. That was the other thing too. I negotiated. So instead of me speaking a whole day, I'm only speaking for like 4 hours a day for 5 days, 4 days.
So you're going there doing more like a training.
I'm actually like hosting sessions, but instead of doing like a whole day's thing, it didn't make sense. I should have my way to do it. For me to do it for a half day and still get more value presented to the attendees. And they're like, we love this. And then they paid the rate, and then they paid the hotel and paid my fiance's rate for Vancouver. And then they'll do again for Australia. And then they'll do LA and Australia. So they'll have me go to LA in the summer next year. And then they'll have me do Sydney, Australia in 2023 as well.
And watch this, everyone, because I understand how the game works. Watch the answer that Alex gives me. And this is unscripted. Alex, they're giving up a 50% non-refundable deposit to secure that day for next year in the near future. Is that correct?
Correct.
There you go. That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. That's a real booking right there from somebody who actually has the talent. Now, Alex, unless you have something else you want to add, I'm just going to,
of course.
I'm just going to dialogue this about, because I want to put together the reason why he got hired. Number one is because he has an impressive resume, which that's what we teach you how to do on the platform. Organize all of your sales tools, your website, speaker video demo, speaker info kit, some type of track record, signature programs. Alex is headed down the road where he has that celebrity pedigree. Whether or not he wants it or not, every time I talk to him, I tell him, that's the road you're headed down right now. And he's going to keep commanding the higher fees because of the unique experiences that he had with working with Oprah, Trevor Romaine company, and many other things that he's done, and all these awards, and him being so young. It's just, that's the arena that he's in. It's just like some speakers go viral and they get like 5 million followers and they can just, boom, they can start commanding 25K just for a keynote. It doesn't happen for everybody, but it's happening for Alex in that regard. But he's super humble. He's a student of the game. He's always put the work in, working for other higher profile people. He's benefited from those experiences. He's learned and grown, and then he has the social proof. See, the reason why they're saying we want you to come back again next year is because he delivered value. Let me tell you something. If you did not do your job for the meeting planner, there's no way they want you to come back. So Alex, keep doing what you're doing, brother. I love the fact that you stay in contact. I'll be reaching back out to you. That's why I call you every once in a while. Yeah. And I'll keep doing that because it only gets better from here, brother. It only gets better from here.
Yep. So true. Appreciate it. Thanks for your support as always.
Hey, man, you're very welcome. We love you, man. Hey, and congratulations on your engagement as well. And I'll be seeing you real soon. I'll be in I'll be in Austin real soon.
Okay, yeah, please, yeah, let me know when you're coming so I can make sure I'll be available for that too.
Definitely. Me, you, and Austin gonna get together. We're gonna have some dinner. We're gonna hang out. All right, now, wow, it's really, really amazing when you get a chance to talk to your brothers and your sisters that are out there in the marketplace and are actually working their craft. Anita, I see your hand up. I need to wrap up this comment real quick. It's pretty amazing that the students on our platform, when they actually get it, and it's difficult in the beginning for a lot of people. I mean, I told you Michael Towers has already had 60 grand on the books for 2022. He just booked $20,000 worth of speaking engagements in the month of May. Michael Towers fought me in the beginning. He said, I want to be a motivational speaker. I said, Michael, that's not what you want to do. You want to be a leadership speaker. And what you need is this. He was like, no, man, I just need to go out there and just tell my story. I said, listen, the story needs to be structured. And this is how you do it. And then he got to stand and ovate. See, this is what happens when you listen to me. I'm not trying to be right, but the system works. And you get out into the marketplace and you try these strategies. And even Alex has done a lot of high profile stuff, and he's not the only one. Like the more you climb up the ladder, sales is uncomfortable for asking for more because you don't believe that they're going to give it to you. You don't feel like you're worth it. But when you go through the process and it works, now you're thinking to yourself, well, damn, I do substantiate my value through the messaging. I do have more value when I put together the right kind of sales tools, when I can illustrate that track record. Illustration beats conversation. When I put together all the right messaging in the sales tools, now I have leverage. Now I can get them to pay for the meal per diem, which is $100+ every single day. If you take another person with you, your team needs to eat as well. I refuse to travel overseas by myself. Not going to happen. So I at least got to take one more person. Sometimes I've taken an assistant with me as well. It all depends on how hard I got to work. The speaker sacrifices a lot. If you're going to get me from my home and you're going to put me on a plane, and especially flying me overseas, which you're talking 8, 12, 15, 17+ hour flight. Australia is you're going to be in the air all day. That's a 24+ hour flight. Depends on where you're coming from. Sometimes it's not a direct flight. Sometimes you're going to have to go through somewhere else, and then you can go to Australia. So I got clients, celebrity DJ Jay Nice. I used to be on tour with him back in the day with Notorious B.I.G. Jay Nice goes to Australia. They love him over there. He's a celebrity DJ. He has a residency out in Las Vegas. He's on the plane all the time. You have to be compensated properly. When you do the things that we're telling you, it gets results. It converts into revenue. When you get out into the marketplace and you start working your business, you're going to see results. I'm not telling you to be right. You listen to what Alex just said. You listen to when people share on the platform of what they're doing. We are teaching you how to get in there and how to make the right requests so you are properly compensated and taken care of as a professional speaker. And if you don't ask, you don't get. Anita, talk to me.
Hi, KTR, how you doing?
I'm doing amazing. And what today taught me is the word of the day is resiliency. I don't give a damn how bad it is. And listen to me carefully. Anytime I've had a shitty day in sales, the very next day is always awesome. I already know it's going to be awesome. I love it when I'm feeling this kind of pain. I love it when I get a lot of no's. I love it when I got to deal with assholes who are not serious, because all it takes is one person to turn that shit around. And I can guarantee you, just as sure as I'm sitting there talking to you right now, from experience, tomorrow is going to be awesome.
Yes.
What question or comment do you have, Anita?
Okay. So I remember what you told me, that I don't need a website to get leads. Well, I'm nervous because I had a couple of people to respond to my email.
Go ahead.
I need your help because I'm so nervous, because something I did not think about, and I kept looking at the videos and I was like, oh my gosh, it's not answering my questions. How do I go about, because on a website, they have somewhere to go to send and pay. how do I coordinate that without a website?
Okay. First of all, sending and paying is the least of your worries, but let me directly address that question right now. You can set up a Square account or I recommend you do Stripe. Now you have to have a business entity set up before you do Stripe because they will check and verify everything, your tax identification number, your physical address, all that stuff has to match up. But you can take, you can do PayPal if you like, which is probably a little bit less stringent, but I believe the business PayPal, you still have to do it. But you can also, you can set up, you can do Cash App if you like.
Oh, okay.
Start where you are. You can do Zelle. You can do a bank transfer if you like. Until you can get your, see, this is the reason why we have you set the business up properly. That's why we ask you to get a tax ID. That's why we ask you to get registered with the local Secretary of State. You can't even open up a bank account unless you have that. It's difficult, going to cause more friction, but you still can get that payment accepted. So you can still get the payment accepted. Don't worry about that. Even if you got to do Cash App, and it's probably not going to look as the most professional in the world, but it's still a way to accept a payment. Or they can just cut you a check. Don't worry about it. You just get a physical check and put it in your account and take it to the bank, and boom, you're good to go. Now, talk to me about how you need to respond.
Yes.
Tell me what was sent to you, and then I'll tell you how you should respond to potentially work that lead and get them on your calendar and walk them through the needs assessment or do a discovery call. So what was sent to you? No, I apologize. What did you send to them to get them to respond to you? Let's start there.
Actually, I didn't send anything. They saw my YouTube video and I put, remember the demo that you approved?
Yes, your speaker video demo is amazing. Absolutely.
I put that on TikTok and I put it as a commercial, infomercial in one of my YouTube videos.
Nice.
And someone saw it. And then they was like, oh, wow. I didn't know that you could commercialize your speaker events this way. I would like to know more. And if a event come up, how can we bring you in? I've noticed your videos over the months, and I do like your content. And to find out that you do speaker events, I would like to know more. So I just kind of froze because I was just like, oh,
okay.
I'm gonna have to wait till Monday.
Don't worry about freezing. It's okay. So let's take our time and break this down. Okay. So the first thing is, again, you sharing information about what's working in the marketplace. When you were down a couple Mondays ago, and I told you, I said, by any means necessary. You remember that? Mm-hmm. I said, you do have let me tell you something. Your speaker video demo was one of the best submissions. And I got to tell you this, Anita, because you really struggled through that part. I know like the videographer went ghost on you, but you did whatever it took and you salvaged that project. Your speaker video demo is a great example. It looks more like a video sales letter. It really does. I could tell that you used the scripts from our platform. It didn't look like your eyes was reading from a prompter or anything. You did a great job of articulating your brand and what you offer. Now, the fact that you put it on TikTok, you just said you didn't know that I could commercialize one of my videos on TikTok or YouTube. Now it's getting traction. What is that? That's direct feedback from the market that is saying, wow, you're pretty good, Anita. First of all, what did that do for your confidence?
Oh, wow. I was like amazed. I was like, I did this? Like, really? Like, even though I'm getting some views, I may not get likes on my TikTok sometimes. Yep. And I'm like this with people. I'll watch their videos and don't say nothing. Mm-hmm. But even though people don't say anything on your videos, it was like this person saw the email I posted and just sent me an email.
Okay, so watch this. So your information is tied into your account. They can reach out to you through email, which is cool. It doesn't matter if it's a signature email like Anita@AnitaYarborough.com. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is that they reached out to you. Now you understand what we're talking about is that it's okay sometimes to not be ready and start where you are. Forget about the fact that your website's not up right now. The bottom line is somebody responded to you. So now the market is saying, hey, we like your video because it's like a video sales letter that you did. It's a little bit longer than the speaker video demo probably should be, but it's great information in it. So it looks like a commercial, Anita, is what I'm telling you. Your first 3 versions they weren't up to par. But going back and forth a couple of times, and the final version that you put in, I'm not surprised that they're seeing the value, period. So when they sent you the email, what did they say?
No, they just basically, she just basically said that, you know, she would love for me to expound on the content that I put in my videos, and would like to discuss with me what I can do for them.
Okay.
So,
what kind of organization is it? What market is it? Youth market, faith-based market, government contracting market, college or university market, corporate or association market? Which one?
it's like a corporate association market.
Corporate and association. Okay. What industry are they in?
Hold on, let me go back and look at my.
Yeah, if you can see it in the title to the email, if you can, cool. If not, don't worry about it for purposes of time. So, okay, so they want to know what kind of value that you can deliver to their organization. So now you want to schedule a time, and if you don't have a calendar link set up, don't worry about that right now. Offer them a free half an hour strategy call and then find out what they're looking for.
Okay.
And then you got great signature programs, have the signature programs in front of you in a pen, and ask her, okay, so what type of challenges have you been dealing with as a result of the fallout from the pandemic?
Hold on, you said what kind of challenges?
Yeah, what kind of challenges have you and your organization faced throughout the pandemic? You need to jump right into a line of questioning.
Okay.
The first question needs to be, what motivated you to schedule a call with me to learn more about my offerings that you saw from the video? What was the motivation to do that? Now, that's a direct question. She's going to say, is it a he or she, by the way?
It's a she. She said the reason, she said she's watched my videos before and just noticed with the last 2 videos, I put an infomercial in there, which was my demo, the last demo you approved. And she said, I've been watching your videos. She said, I did not know you was into speaking. Actually, this is a community organization.
Okay.
Where sometimes they put together, from my understanding, is something that is with the city. It's with the city of Doraville, Georgia. Okay. And they put together, she's the coordinator that puts together functions on behalf of the city council.
Good. Okay, so watch this. So now she's giving you feedback. You are on the radar of a meeting planner professional, someone who is interested in hiring you to speak. Clearly, there is a need for their organization. All you want to be able to send her back is, would you be open to a 30-minute strategy call?
Okay.
So would you be open to a 30-minute strategy call so we can have a discussion about some things that you noticed from the video? So we can have a discussion. We can have a discussion about some challenges that your organization is facing. I'd love to help. Okay. See, keep it real simple. Keep it real simple. And then when she accepts the invitation, or you can coordinate calendars. Again, if you don't have a calendar link to send her, just
no.
Hey, you don't have a calendar link to send her?
No, but I do have, you know what, I think it can be done through Google Calendar, because I do have that.
Yeah, sure, exactly. You can send her an invite through Google Calendar. Just give her a call and set it up. Send her a Google invite. Boom. Whether or not it's a Zoom meeting, you can add a Zoom link to it, or you can just do a call. Okay. And then the very first question is, okay, Miss Johnson, what motivated you to schedule the session with me to learn more about what it is that I do? That needs to be your first question. Oh, well, Anita, again, I saw the video. I saw a lot of value in the video. It made a lot of sense what you were saying. Okay, now watch this. Now, okay, just so we can set the tone for the conversation, Ms. Johnson, can you share with me some of the challenges that you've been dealing with as a result of the pandemic?
Okay,
How
I
you,
got that.
how you and your organization been making it through that? I'm all ears. And when she starts talking, you start writing everything down that she's
Okay.
saying. And then you can say, okay, well, tell me a little bit about your organization. What are some of the things that you want to accomplish to take your goals for your staff to a whole nother level? What does that look like for you? You see what I'm asking her? I'm asking her,
Yes.
what does a, not sitting in the shit that you're in right now, but what does the new vision look like for you? Because what I want to do is build a bridge from where we are right now versus where you want to go. If you feel like I can effectively answer some questions for you or help you, then we can always talk about scheduling another Zoom session to see what a potential working relationship may look like. But I want to do some listening first. Now, here's where it gets tricky, because once you deliver some value and she already is interested, now on the follow-up, what she probably wants to see, if I were you, I would send her your a layout of your signature programs or your speaker info kit. You at least have a speaker info kit. I do believe we approve that, correct?
Yes.
I would send her over some of your signature programs and the speaker info kit in the email. Even though I know you don't have a website, don't care. You can still get a booking from this if you play your cards right.
Okay.
Are you hearing what I'm saying to you?
Yes, I'm writing it. I'm writing everything down.
No problem. Or when Austin and the tech team get the video up, you just go back in and listen to what I said and you write it down verbatim and then let me know how it works.
Okay. Okay.
Don't have, listen, Anita, you don't have to be nervous. You don't have
I'm
to
trying not to be. It's just like, ooh.
Listen to me. Do you remember Eminem had a song? You better lose yourself in the moment. You owned it. You never better ever let it go. Here is your one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow, because opportunity comes once in a lifetime. That was the hook. This could be the moment. We all have that defining moment in our careers where we've been on this shit heap for a long time, and all of a sudden, that one meeting planner is going to give your ass a chance because you listened to what we told you to do. And I told you, Anita, do something. And you put your video up on TikTok and YouTube, and boom, you got to hit somebody that actually saw the value in your speaker video demo of what we taught you how to do. Now, it's just a point of view. Listen, Anita, you on the phone in the insurance game with people every single day. You get told no every day, just like I do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you've heard this. This is not foreign to you. What do you have to lose? But if it works, this could wind up being a booking that will allow you to get some money up under you, pay some bills, and watch this. Get the money to hire a web designer. So you, boom, now you got your website done. You already got your speaker video demo done and the speaker info kit, and then move to the next stage of now taking the next step of working your speaker business, growing, developing, getting to another level. I can hear the difference in your voice. You listen, you got to go after this engagement. Just stay calm and send her a message and let me know how she responds to the simple messaging that you sent to her. Okay?
Okay, I will.
No problem.
Okay, thank you.
Very welcome. And we love you and we're very proud of you. Keep your head up and you keep working, Anita. Don't give up. I'm telling you, you're going to get a booking. You're going to get a booking out of this. It's going to change your life. I'm doing the last call for questions. If anybody else has anything they want to share, any successes, anything you're struggling with, I'm more than willing to stay on the Q&A. If not, we are going to wrap the Q&A for today's session, and you can send all your questions to support@speakerfocus.com. Anita, Jonathan just said, great job. Yeah, I see you just responded to him. I love it when the students start supporting each other. The money is there. It's your job to stay calm and walk them through. Okay, JK. Jonathan, talk to me, brother.
Hey, KTR, how you doing, brother?
Hey, man, I'm doing super fantastic.
You looking super fly, man.
Hey, man.
Super fly. I love those colors, man. You just ripping it to shreds.
I appreciate it, man. Look,
Like
I
you,
told
man.
you.
I'm too shy to get in those rags, but I want to be just like you, man.
Listen, brother, Monday is my content creation day, and I try to leverage my time as much as possible. And you know, I don't do it for show. I just do what I feel. This is part of my brand. And you know, I want to drop some content. And I appreciate the kind words and the compliments all the time. What would you like to share? Question or
This is
comment?
gonna be real short, KTR. You know, I got the list. I started calling on the list.
Okay.
I'm a little concerned because the first 10 calls, either it was disconnected
Okay.
or it wasn't the right number. I'm going to call a few more times, like maybe out of that list of, I got 1,000 and some names, really happy about that. But I'm getting a kind of bad feeling like the first 6 or 7 calls, all information was wrong. So it
Okay.
could just be that this is old stuff that he
Yeah.
put in there, but I'm
Yeah.
going to keep calling. But by tomorrow or Wednesday, if it continues like this, I'm going to ask for my money back. But I'm
Okay.
hoping
Now.
that there'll be some nuggets in that list. Out of
Okay. Now.
1,000, you know, companies, there got to be something good in there, right?
Okay. So watch this. A lot of times, that's the reason why, you know, you can't ask him, hey, can you scrub this list and make sure all the names are updated? Make sure all the email addresses and names and telephone numbers are updated, because I'm catching some duds. Now, you can request that all the names that I call, these are, you know, they're supposed to scrub that list and keep it updated. So that happens a lot of times, though, when you buy a mailing list. I had a horrible experience one time. I bought 30,000 names for like $2,700. I could only use about 8,000 of them that was in my niche of being a leadership speaker. When I started to pepper them with the direct mail campaign, I was getting a lot of mail that was coming back that says address not found. Of course, it's discouraging, it's disheartening. But again, you spend a little bit of money to be able to find out about that particular company. That doesn't mean that the next company is not going to have a fire list. You can request your money back if it's not doing the job. What I would say is I need an updated list. Just shoot them an email and let them know, hey man, listen, I did about 10 and I'm letting you know I was doing a cold call outreach and I got the door slammed because the numbers weren't working. Did you test the email addresses yet?
I have not.
Okay. All right.
No,
Maybe.
I want to do the cold call first.
Okay.
Try to talk to somebody and
No
then
problem.
follow up with the email.
No problem. So, okay, that's cool. That's a great strategy. So again, don't panic.
Okay.
You only spend $155 and we haven't been through 50 or 100. See, if you burn through 50 or 100 and you got the door slammed in your face every single time, I would be like, okay, I would be concerned. But sometimes you're going to catch some bad. It happens to me in Austin. Sometimes you'll catch a bad lead or they're just not a good fit. You got to get them out of the sales funnel. We're not going to keep marketing to a bad lead or a bad contact. It happens sometimes. So just talk to your contact, or you might want to wait till you go through maybe like 25 and then share with me and let me know what's going on. Reach back out to them and say, hey, I was hoping that this list was updated and it doesn't seem like it. And, you know, I'm not trying to act like an asshole about it, but I spent some money with you guys and I want to get some results, and then see what they say. See what your account rep says.
Got it. One more question,
Yes, sir.
KPR. I'm wondering, like with my website, okay, I'm wondering, should I add a booklet on my signature programs or just on diversity and equity in and of itself? Or should I worry about that or not? I see some people have, you know, like ebooks and things like that. And the thing about it is, I don't have an ebook right now. I'm wondering if that would be kind of like a golden nugget to have that on my website, something that I could drop for, you know, for like the HR directors to see that I do have something that is laid out. It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
What's your thought on that?
Yeah. Remember, Jonathan, we are in the information marketing era. So if you want to have a section on your website that hey, meeting planners or HR directors, if I were you, I would definitely have a little banner somewhere on my website. Hey, HR directors, click here for Jonathan King's free report about diversity, equity, and inclusion. You see what I just did?
Right. I love that.
It's a free report. And then put together like a maybe 3 to 5 page PDF, giving away some of your insights about, again, you're supposed to be giving away more free information than anybody else in your space. Nothing wrong with giving away a freebie on your site if that makes you stand out a little bit more. And you could, I don't really like sending attachments because attachments get in the spam folder quicker, but send a link that they can click on and then open up the free report like that from your website. And it'll probably be better to send it like that if you're going to send it at all. But that's not out of the ordinary. I believe you should try it. We have to keep experimenting with things in our speaker business to see if it works and then get the feedback. Just like what Alex shared with you about he was a little hesitant to ask for the higher fee, pushing 10 to 15,000, but he asked for it and he got it. You know, he's asking for the meal per diem. He's asking for them to fly his fiance, the ground transportation for 2 instead of 1. And Anita, she was like, yo, I'm feeling real bad. The web designer kind of skated on me, left me hanging high and dry. I said, forget about that freaking website. You go and do whatever you can do by any means necessary. Boom. She took a great VSL version of a speaker video demo that we taught her how to do. And she put it on TikTok. She put it on YouTube and she got some traction. That's a lead. I don't give a damn where you get the lead from, but that's a lead. You went out and your email campaign was languishing a little bit. I had a call with you the other day. I told you about what was happening with diversity, equity, and inclusion. It is a fire topic. It's not going to be going away for a while. I said, Jonathan, you are prime for this position. I recommended that you buy some leads. Now, just because I told you to buy the leads and now 7 to 10 of them aren't picking up or they're bad leads, go back to the company you bought the information from, ask them to scrub the list and update it. You're catching some bad leads. I want to know, are the other ones up to date as well? The only way we're going to find out is if we reach out to them. If that keeps happening to you, either get your money back and go to the next company that you purchased a list from, which is nothing wrong with that. But it's some golden nuggets in there. Man, if you just get one booking out of 1,100 people, you're doing great.
For sure.
See, and that's what the game is. So we don't know right now if the entire list is bad. So don't think that, because this is all part of the process of weeding out the imposters, the bad leads, email addresses, telephone numbers, and people who don't want to be in your sales funnel. I love it when it's not a good fit up front. I just get them out of our sales funnel. Why would I want to market to a person who doesn't want what I have to offer?
Got it.
Or it's a bad lead,
Mm-hmm.
which happens sometimes. You got any other questions or comments?
Nope. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate that.
Listen, Jonathan, keep your head up, brother. Keep trying over and over and over again. We love the no's because you got to get through a certain amount of no's or some blips in the game to get to the yeses. And keep me posted, okay?
Sounds great, man. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're very welcome, man. Love your drive, brother. I love it, man. I love it. See, that's what I'm talking about. I make a recommend. Me and Austin work by the suggest and approve method. All we can do is make suggestions. Tweak this, do that, buy that, spend a little bit of money on this. It ain't like I asked him to spend $1,000. He spent $155 to get 1,100 names. You can do the same exact thing. If you feel like your email campaign is languishing, if you feel like your direct outreach through LinkedIn is languishing, don't sit there and do nothing. I told you, you can buy, it's typically 5 to 10 cents a name. That's not a lot of money for some leads. You got to get your leads. You got to get your marketing machine working some kind of way. Once it starts gaining traction, your train starts going down the tracks and it starts picking up momentum, you will get a booking by any means necessary. Now, with that being said, if anybody else has any questions that they'd like to send, you can submit support tickets to support@speakerfocus.com. Keep in mind, when one marketing vehicle is languishing, you have a lot of other options. Me and Austin explore these kind of things all the time. If Facebook isn't doing what we needed to do, boom, I tell you, a new YouTube ad is on fire. And you got to keep trying things until it catches on fire. One of them could be direct mail. One of them could be you buying a list and sending out a direct mail piece. One of them could be cold calling. You buy a direct mail list and you hit the phones. One of them could be direct outreach through email, which you can do all of those. You can get the names, the email addresses, telephone numbers, and addresses of corporations or specific lists that you want to try to target. You can do a block booking strategy. And you could call up and offer people dates in the geographical area which you're going to be in and add tour dates on top of the booking that you already got. Then when you're seen at the conference or the company, somebody's going to come over to you, and that's called referral marketing. Hey, do you think somebody else in your organization might be able to benefit from my professional service? Boom. You should be asking for 3 referrals before you even get on the plane to do the booking. We teach you that strategy, how to build that into the speaker engagement agreement. And then you're talking about live performances. It's absolutely amazing when somebody sees you live, how they, at the height of their excitement, you're going to get their contact information and follow up with them immediately. It's a system. It's a machine. It's consistency and predictability. And we're teaching you how to do that on the speakerfocus.com platform. On behalf of the entire team at speakerfocus.com, it is our absolute pleasure to bring you information that you simply cannot find on other platforms. In the way we deliver it, we are absolutely thrilled to be of service to you and create the best customer experiences possible. I am Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of speakerfocus.com. I will see you same time, same place, every single Monday to answer any and every question pertaining to growing your speaker business. Bless you and keep your focus. Talk to you real soon. Peace.